So tell us a little about your background, and this one is for both of you, since you can go
Well,
first.
I grew up in Tanzania, and it was Africa, as you know. My parents decided to move us here to America so we could get a better education. I was around 3 or 4 at the time, so I don't remember much about my home back in Africa, but my parents always talked about it. They had very good memories, but also had bad ones too that they learned from, and those bad memories taught them how to be better in America to help us find a good future.
And for me, my background is very similar to hers. My parents left, or I should say my parents at a very young age with their parents left Burundi around 1972 when the civil war was going on, and a lot of people know about that. And then went to Congo, they grew up there, got married, and I was born there. And then of course another civil war broke out in the Congo around 1997, and then we moved to Tanzania, which is where I basically grew up, and that's where she was born, and a lot of other kids were born. And then from there we came here to the United States with the refugee status in 2008, and I was around 13 years old, and that's far. We got here, we worked very hard, and of course, just like Esperance said, that our parents really support us and really pushed us to acquire education. So I've graduated from high school now. Recently, just this past May, graduated from college as well, and I am working my very first job out of college. And I hope next year to go to grad school and get my master's in international affairs. So basically, I've worked really hard in my life because our parents have taught us to work really hard. Just like Esperance said, they went through good things back in Africa and some not so good things, and because of those bad experience, they push us to become better, to have a better future, better life than they had. And that's really what I am doing, just bettering myself and ultimately bettering my family and my community.
Yeah, it's really interesting, how everybody started from somewhere. You may see people they're doing super good things, even famous people, they all started from somewhere. They weren't always famous, or they weren't always rich. Everybody started from somewhere, and that's why it's important. They said, but like you said, both of all our parents, they push us and motivate us to become who we want to be, because we're not always going to be this age or this. One day we're going to grow up to be successful, and for that we have to work for it. Our life is about, you have to work for what you want. So thank you for the answers. And this is the last question. And whoever wants to answer can answer. How do you feel about where your family is from originally?
Well, I'm proud for my family's background, coming to America. Some may view us that we might need help sometimes, but we're still able to function in society by ourselves and still be able to do jobs. I'm also proud that my dad never gave up his dreams. He was a teacher back in Africa, and now he's working towards becoming a translator, since he knows many different languages. But so first we have to teach him how to work a computer and things like that, so how to interact with others, and so he can get another job in America.
Nice. Chasing the dreams.
Yeah. So, like I said earlier, our parents left Burundi, even including Esperance's parents too, left Burundi at a very, very young age. I think my mom said she was 3, and my dad was probably around 6 years old when they left Burundi. And ever since, they've never gone back. Yeah, they're one of those people who left Burundi, have really had terrible experience, really traumatic experience, and because of that they've never gone back. And actually myself, I've never been to Burundi before, and I'm actually ashamed to say that, because Burundi it's a beautiful country. It's a very beautiful country. Granted that, you know, it's very small, one of the smallest countries in the world, and yes, the third poorest country in the world. But Burundi has a lot of potentials. It has a lot of a lot of potentials. It's very beautiful. I've never seen it, but I've heard a lot of great things about it, and I've seen pictures from people who go there. And now these are people who actually go there and see not just the negative side of Burundi. Yes, it's the third poorest country in the world, but there's so many other positive things that go on in Burundi, and there's so many, the people are very happy there, and the people who have really good lives over there. And I do hope to go eventually, well, maybe next year I'll go there to visit, and I hope to one day, you know, settle in Burundi and work on development projects, just, you know, help develop Burundi. So basically, Burundi is a very beautiful country, and Burundians are beautiful and intelligent and very kind, and I cannot wait to go to Burundi.
Amen.
Yeah.
Thank you for these answers, ladies. It was nice interviewing you guys today. I learned so much. I really did, from the bottom of my heart. And your answers really had like more meaning to them. They were deeper than what you said. Like if you thought about it, they had more meaning to them than you actually said. And I really love how you put time into, like, you didn't just answer like simple questions like yes or no. Like you actually explained everything, and I love that. I appreciated that. So thank you for coming today. And
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
And yeah.
All right, and bye.